Well, let me come back with number two. This video is my second attempt at why I hate the black belt system. I gave y'all way too much information. I watched it, like checked in on it and everything, and I probably shouldn't have went for so long. I went for an hour, so I deleted it. I'm not gonna lie, there wasn't anything that I didn't want you to know, but I did give you way too much information about shit that I probably shouldn't have told you in the first place, so I deleted it. All right. Like I said, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I give you the whole 1,000 sometimes, and this is the whole 1,000. I literally deleted it because I gave you too much information about fighting, too much information about other people's business, too much information about military shit, and I didn't want that shit to come back to bite me in the ass later. Okay, so I fucking deleted it. But to make up for that, I am going to give you the exact shit that you should know versus the shit that I deleted that you didn't know. So I'm gonna make a condensed version right now as we speak about why I hate the black belt system and why I think we should fight for our belts and why I think that short people are the biggest target in the world. Right? So those are the things that I deleted outside of the things about military people that I talked about that I shouldn't have talked about because that's like personal stabs and I shouldn't have done that shit. So I deleted it just so that it doesn't cause me any problems with the military later because a lot of shit that we talk about can come back to bite you in the ass. So therefore, we're not going to do that. All right. So I deleted that shit, and here we go. All right. So first and foremost, I said in the other video that I think we should fight for our belts because if you're paying somebody yay so much money a month or a year, that this shit needs to work. I also talked about getting jumped on my job. Again. So, like I said, I gave you guys a story before. I just did it again. I just deleted that shit because there's no need for me to repeat that shit. But, if you're going to learn martial arts, you need to know that what you're paying for is going to work and it's going to save your ass. So, I deleted it, but I did talk about it. If you guys want me to rehash that shit, let me know in the comments or just go find the damn other video because I do remember telling y'all about that story about being jumped on my job when I was 16 years old or 17 years old working at Kegler's, Dow 29 in Charlottesville, Virginia. I do not remember the title, but I know I have it posted somewhere. Now, the reason why I tell you we should fight for our belts is because a belt is a system of control, and I can do fighting and sparring with the best of the black belts that I've ever met, and I've beat the best of black belts, but I don't have a black belt. I can earn a black belt because in earning a black belt, you have to do a kata, and you have to break a brick, and you have to break a board, which in America, that's an American thing. I don't know how it works in Asia, but breaking boards and bricks have nothing to do with martial arts from where I stand. All right, and a lot of people aren't gonna like that shit. Again, I deleted the other video because it was like an hour and some change. It's actually 2 hours long of me just ranting off about shit that I shouldn't have ranted off about. And I apologize that I didn't have the nutsack to post it, but I really don't want trouble coming to me from the military, from naming certain NCOs and shit, and I don't want to get them in any trouble or none of that bullshit. And again, like I said, a lot of things that we say can come back to bite us in the ass. So if I deleted it, it can't fucking come back to bite me in the ass. Alright? Now, the reason why I hate the black belt system of martial arts is really quite simple. It's not guaranteed. Right? It's not guaranteed that whatever I am taught is going to work when I leave that dojo. Especially if I train like this. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I don't train Tuesday or Thursday or Saturday or Sunday. Alright? If you're going to learn a martial art, you didn't hear this from me first, but you're going to hear this from me anyway. Because you've probably heard this from somebody else. You train 7 days a week because martial arts becomes a way of life. You don't train 3 days out of the 7 days and say that you are a martial artist. Alright? Because basically what you're doing is exercise. And if you didn't hear that from anywhere else, then it is an honor for me to tell you that first and foremost. If you are going to take martial arts, you need to take martial arts seriously. You need to understand that you can get hurt. You need to understand that you can get injured. You need to understand that some of the shit you're going to learn might not fucking work. Which goes back to my video on 70-30, which I deleted the original of that, and you'll have to go watch the one that I made for that. Now, like I said, I don't lie to you guys, I give you 99.9. The video that I'm remaking now is because I talked way too much about miscellaneous shit and other people's business that I shouldn't have been talking about, like my uncles making me fight as a child, and some other shit, and being forgiven. So that shit didn't have nothing to do with the video in the first goddamn place. So I jumped off fucking topic. So that's why that shit's deleted. So we're gonna stay on topic on why I hate the belt system. Okay? So what? You don't get to fight for your belts. That sucks. I obviously think that you should at least have some inkling of how much of a beating you can probably take, how much of a beating you can actually get. So it's not like you can't put pads on and fight. You train with the pads in class. Show us round kick. You get a partner, they hold the bag, you kick, y'all might pass 4 or 5 kicks and then switch out. And then they might pass 4 or 5 kicks and switch out. And it really depends on your partner. Maybe your partner just doesn't want to work out today. Maybe they just want to hold the bag all day and see how hard you can kick. And they'll inspire you or push you to kick. You know? And maybe they won't. Maybe you do 10, I do 10. 5 on your left, 5 on your right, then we switch. Then we do this all damn day till class is over. Okay? And that depends on what the teacher's teaching and how the class is going and how the school's actually operating. Okay, got that out of the way. Excellent. Now, as far as the belt's concerned, when you got to do katas and shit to get your belt, that might be easy for a lot of people. It's never been easy for me. I can't do a kata to save my life, and I'm 48. But if we got into a fight, your kata's no good. Because now you're fighting someone who fights. Alright? You're fighting someone who knows their way around a fight. You're fighting someone who's been in enough fights to tell you what's going to work and what's not going to work while you're doing Tosan, Tumgu, and Lang Shin Swa, whatever the fuck you want to call the damn thing. So you need to actually know how a fight works. You need to actually know that you can fight or at least come close to fighting. And a lot of dojos don't do that. Y'all have sparring matches, which is fighting, but it's not fighting. It's fighting lightly. It's pity pat taps, but that just shows you that your body actually can throw a kick or throw a punch. Now, it doesn't often show you if your body can receive a kick or a punch. It just lets you know, yeah, you can throw a round kick. Yeah, you can throw a front kick. Yeah, you can throw a right. Yeah, you can throw a left. Now, without the protective gear, I get it. You don't want to like spar without the gear because that gear is going to save you. But you need to understand, sparring is sparring, fighting is fighting. Sometimes you spar with someone who pushes just a little bit too hard, and they either don't realize or they don't give a fuck. It's more of the don't give a fuck versus don't realize, because some people that you spar with only want to hurt you to begin with, which is like you don't get a psychological evaluation when you go to a martial arts school. You don't. And if you have one of those guys who's going to straight be a bully in school, that's the guy you don't want to spar with, all right? Because that's that guy that's going to try to hurt you just because they can, and you don't want that. But each belt system has a few katas. When I was in Taekwondo, you had to do 7 katas to get a first degree yellow. You had to get through the 7th degree white katas to get to your yellow belt. And it was for every belt. They had 7 different damn final katas. I'm like, dude, why can't I just fight and then you can assign me a belt? That's not how that worked. So I also deleted the part where I talked to Mr. Ennis where he told me we don't fight for belts. And I deleted the part where I talked to other schools in Virginia who pretty much threw me the fuck out their dojo for telling them that we should be fighting for our belts, so that we have some sense of how it works or if it works, which pissed off a lot of senseis. I'm like, but see, here's the thing. Am I wrong? Because I'm telling you I want to fight for my belt, because this way I know the shit you are teaching me is working. Because I don't want to wind up fighting somebody and get my ass kicked from the shit you taught me because you didn't teach me that, oh, this guy is not just going to sit there and let that shit happen. He's going to block. He's going to fight me back. You know, I need to know if I can fight. And the belt system doesn't give you clarification of that. All right? It really doesn't. The belt system gives you clarification that you have earned a belt in this class, at this dojo. It does not clarify that you are good. It does not clarify that you are bad. It damn sure does not clarify if you can actually fight with the shit that they taught you, because you are being taught the same thing everybody else is being taught in school. And there are 3 levels in classes that you need to understand. Your beginning, your immediate, and your advanced are not the levels that I'm talking about. The level is, am I able to keep up with the beginning, the immediate, and the advanced? That's the main level. And if your teacher doesn't notice that you suck even in the beginning level and he doesn't take the time to work with you, you're probably going to walk out into an ass whooping. Sorry, I didn't mean to put it in such vile words, but you're probably going to walk out into an ass whooping. And why? Because your teacher did not work with you to make sure that you can keep up with the beginners. Now, this was my problem when I started taking Taekwondo. I sucked with the beginners. I sucked with the immediate and I sucked with the advanced. Until sparring day came. When sparring day came, nobody could keep up. And then the teacher would say, you know, you are like my worst student. You can't do katas, but you can fight. How is this possible? And again, I deleted the other video, but this is what I said. I was never taught katas. I was taught how to fight. From the day I started taking martial arts, I was taught how to fight. That's the long and short. I was not taught katas until I started taking Taekwondo. And I sucked at the Taekwondo katas. But when it came to sparring and snapping out the snap kick and all the other shit, I could do that just as good, if not better, than the fuckers that could do katas. The ones that had the belts and were smiling and in my face. And, well, I'm moving up to the advanced class because, you know, I'm better. Yep, you're moving up to the advanced class. You're better with the katas. Doesn't mean you're better at fighting. I never learned katas when I first started. I still suck at katas, as I deleted that tape too, because it's all on the same one. But the thing is, that system, it is literally a system of control. It is literally a system to hold good martial artists who can fight down while pushing forward not so good martial artists who can fight or can't fight, and pushing other martial artists who are both good but can fight or bad but can't fight. Yeah, and that's what the system does, you know. If you're a 7th degree yellow belt, but you can beat a black belt, you would think that the school would like, yeah, you know, this guy beat a black belt. We should probably give him a black belt instead of making him suffer down there with that yellow belt. And I was white belt. I beat the shit out of black belts for fun because I've sparred outside of school with black belts from different schools. I was like, well, where'd you learn that? I said, well, I didn't learn it at school. It's like, what? I said, dude, I've been fighting since I was 6 years old. I know what I'm doing. You know, that looked like some shit out of a comic book because it was out of a comic book. Captain America, motherfucker. But, you know, it was like, well, I've never seen that before. I was like, yeah, you probably don't read comic books either. But that's the thing. I was more than willing to do shit that they don't even teach you in school. Like when I teach you guys the tree technique or the pole technique. And they're like, well, you don't know that. I was like, that's because you haven't seen enough stuff and exposed to it. Jim Cotta showed me how to get started, and then I started training on it. Then I found that it's actually a real technique in China. So I started finding stuff about that, started reading shit about it because we didn't have the internet, we didn't have video and all that other bullshit. All we had was movies to reference. So once I found all that shit out, you know, I was like, okay, now I know how to do it, know I've been doing it right, so okay, I'll just keep doing it. So I added it into my fighting repertoire. Anything that I show you that I've learned from TV, like my tornado kick, because no teacher would teach me the tornado kick, I had to literally watch Raphael from the Ninja Turtles to learn the tornado kick. I had to literally watch Billy Worth and Brian Genesis to learn the reverse tornado kick. Because no matter who I asked at any school, we're not going to teach you that kick. I was like, well, why aren't you going to teach me that kick? We're not going to teach you that kick. They never gave me an answer. They just weren't going to teach me that kick. I said, okay, cool. I'll learn it from somebody. And so I did. Thank you, Billy Worth. Thank you, Brian Genesis. Because without them, I would have never learned that kick. And fuck the schools that wouldn't teach me the kick. You know, because they just didn't want to teach me the kick. That's the other thing about that belt system. See, that belt system teaches certain kicks at certain levels, which I think is bullshit. I don't think that any kick should be off limit to any student, regardless of what belt that they wear. However, some schools don't agree with that, and they think that, okay, well, if you don't have a black belt, you don't need to learn high-level kicks. Let me get this straight. Because I don't have a black belt, I don't need to learn high-level kicks. So you're going to send me to the wolves so that someone can use a high-level kick on me because, one, you didn't teach me how to protect myself from the high-level kick. And two, you didn't teach me the high-level kick. And three, you didn't teach me how to counter or get the fuck out the way of that high-level kick, and yet you're the teacher. See where I'm going with that? So I learned those 3 kicks from movies, and then I perfected them. Understand how that works. I have that kind of ability that I can see a kick maybe once or twice, and then I got that shit down pat. Now, is it going to look like that person's body? No. I learned the butterfly kick from a fucking movie. Okay? You're never going to use it, other than an escape. But you know, I learned it because no one would teach it, so I had to go watch it and do it myself. You know, when I took Taekwondo, the reverse tornado kick is a Taekwondo kick. The tornado kick is a Taekwondo kick, unless you also know Kempo. It is also the hurricane kick in Kempo. My hurricane kick was taught to me after they seen that I could do it by my Kempo instructor, who was dating my friend's mom. He's like, oh, so you got a little bit of martial arts. You know what tornado kick is? It's like, yeah, but nobody would teach it to me. You know what hurricane kick is? I was no. He's like, well, if you know what tornado kick is, can you show me? Yeah, I seen it on Ninja Turtles. Watch this. So I did it. He's like, yeah, it's hurricane kick. It's like, well, in Taekwondo, we were told it was tornado kick. It's like, same damn thing. See what I'm saying? Belt system. He's like, so why wouldn't you teach you? I said, how the fuck would I know? You just wouldn't, you refused to teach me. So, my Kempo instructor taught me the kick, taught me how to perfect the kick. When I showed him the reverse tornado kick, or the second hurricane kick, he taught me how to perfect that. But I didn't have a belt. He didn't give a shit. Taught me. Now, as for Mr. Ennis and the belt system, you know, fuck that belt system. Because that belt system isn't going to make a fuck when I'm out here walking home one night and somebody decides that we're going to jump your shit. White belts have been able to beat people up who have no belts at all. Now, and like I said, belt is a system of control. I do not like the belt system for that very reason. In some schools, they won't teach you shit until you earn that belt. Why do I have to earn that belt for your pleasure so that you can teach me shit when it's me who's paying you? If I'm paying you, you're going to teach me everything, or I'm going to go to another school that teaches the same shit with a different teacher who's willing to listen, who is just as willing as the current teacher to take my money. But the thing about the belt system is politics, and I don't like it. I do not like the belt system because I shouldn't spend 10 years as a white belt and not be able to earn a belt because I can't do katas, I can't break boards, I can't break bricks. That's just got nothing to do with my ability to fight. I came to you to teach me how to fight. I didn't come for you to teach me how to break a brick. I didn't come to you for that. I didn't come for you to teach me how to blank a plank of wood. I didn't come to you for that. I came for you to teach me how to break the human bone and possibly the human spirit. That's it. But to do that, I gotta earn your belts. I say horse shit. Thank you for watching. I'm going to make a couple more videos, but just not right now because I gotta go post these. And if you're watching that, that means that I posted them. Thank you again for watching. I'm Echo Fang Grey Wolf. BC.